shop at Asylum Link is not on the high street. It's too expensive, the overheads would be too much. So it's actually in the building. But the trouble is, as you saw from Ewan's talk, we keep getting bigger and we keep having more things. And so we kept being moved from one big room, which we loved, to a smaller room. We thought, that's it. We're now in a room half the size of this. But you just do what you can when you can. The shop, therefore, is not for the general public. It's for asylum seekers and refugees. So why have a shop? Well, have a shop for the sake of the customers. That's who matters. Susan from Zimbabwe and Beatrice from Congo are two of our great helpers, and they often say, our customers matter. Our customers are the main reason we're there. Our customers get £35 a week for food, transport, clothing, all that. They've got a room in a tumble-down house, probably, provided by the Great Home Office, and everything else has to come out of the £35 a week. They got £35 a week in 2001. They get £35 a week in 2018. So think how much less you can buy with the money now as then. They can't shop in town, in shops. They haven't got the money. And if people saw them coming in, they'd be giving the wink to the security man to follow them round in case they managed to nick something. So suspicion and lack of money, they can't shop in town. But these people need the joy of a bargain. We all know the joy of a bargain. Look what I got for 3 and 6. Oh, sorry.
I remember 3 and 6.
I remember 3 and 6. You remember 3 and 6.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And it's the joy of looking and rummaging and finding something that you want. Now we have to arrange the areas within our little space very carefully in order that people can find the things. I marched around Marks and Spencer's looking for bread once and asked a very sophisticated assistant, where have you hidden the bread? And she wasn't pleased. But you've got to have the things, the women's in a certain place, the men's, the children's, the shoes, the toys, the bric-a-brac, so that people coming in the door know where to head. And the point is that people like to socialise. You know, when you were small and when you were shopping with your mum, and you could never get her to stop talking to the neighbour. Well, that's half the joy, socialising. We welcome people, make them feel appreciated, and the 2 words that all our assistants have to keep hold of are please and thank you, so that people feel respected. Encourage them to choose, encourage them to try on. You have to be very discreet and turn away while they try things on, but I mean, you can easily do that. And you say things like Beatrice says. Beatrice is queen of the bedding, and they will say, that one. And so she brings out that one and opens it out, and they say, no, no, double. Double, why didn't you say so? She didn't know the word. So she puts that away and opens out another thing, and you don't mind, do you? So we're hoping that the customers have their dignity restored. So it's important to let them try on, have a good old look, and riffle through the racks. It's important. Now, because of the dignity of the people who are coming into your shop, your asylum seekers and your refugees, you've got to have it clean. You've got to have it well dusted, well hoovered. You've got to make it a pleasure to come in. Things have to be in the same places, but they don't have to look the same. So from time to time, I find Susan, who's queen of the clothes, going along the racks and saying, no, 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 and making it so that the things on the racks can move. You know, when there are too many things on racks. And Susan has a pet hate She hates wire hangers. Well, they do look tatty, don't they? You hate wire hangers. You like black hangers. And if possible, with the hooks facing the same way. But you've got to have a room where they can move around and mooch. You let a few in at a time. Have I told you my Father Christmas story? No, good. I told it to the other two. We can't remember after it. The first year we were there, we had Father Christmas in his full gear. He had a trumpeter to announce that he was coming. All the mob of people were there ready to receive him. The children, straining at the bit. And we said, "Here is Father Christmas." And every man jack in the mob rushed. And Father Christmas ended on his back, literally. So now we give tickets as people come in, numbered tickets, and they come in a queue. They may try to come in a queue all at once, but we have to stop that. But that means that so many people come in at a time, they're in the order they came in. Now beware of the early bird. The early bird is the person who has got the system sussed. So they know that even if they wait from 9 o'clock in the morning to the shop opening at 12:30, they will get a good pair of trainers if they're first in the queue. So you have to watch for the early birds, and you keep the good trainers back a bit, and so that the later birds can have things as well as the early birds. But you get to know it. And the stands must be sturdy to withhold the mob. We find the internet a good place to buy second-hand sturdy racks. And sadly, presumably, more shops will be selling their racks, will they not, as the shops on the high street close. IKEA is another very useful place to buy cheap shelving of different kinds, because you've got to build high in order to be able to satisfy demand. You need to consult what storage space you've got, because there's no good having things swamping your place. So you have to decide, can we take household goods? Perhaps not. Can we take toys? Beware of toys. Toys, especially coming up to Christmas. Last year's tat becomes this year's gift. Well, we can't have that. Because a child wants a hedgehog toy that looks like a hedgehog still and is clean. I know hedgehogs have bugs, but never mind, we don't want them. Beware of boxed games, because the pieces go all over the place. Beware of jigsaws. 10 to 1, they'll have one piece missing. Can we take books? Have we got enough space to take books? Probably not. We've had a few people who actually could read the books, but children's books are the best. They're so bright and attractive, the English is simple, and people learn a lot from children's books. Now, the standard of what you offer matters a lot. They've got to be sure the things are not going to have holes and tears and be dirty or too well worn. And anything that is too well worn or dirty, etc., goes into the rag bag. So the noble art of sorting that Richie knows all about. So the trouble with Richie is he's too kind-hearted.
Too soft.
So that sometimes he will not charge the whole price. But never mind, he's a regular helper. And he is king of the bags, because you need the bags in order to let the customers, fill their bags, pay their money, and go off happily through town. So Richie collects and sorts the bags, and everybody goes out with a good bag. Now, you need a free table. A free table is a great institution. Something that's been hanging about, beautiful but hanging about and too expensive. Even though you reduce the price, ends on the free table. then one of the early birds swipes it up. But the free table gets rid of things that would not otherwise move, because the whole thing has to move. You've got to have churches, schools, individuals who are bringing you stuff in all the time. You've got to tell them what you need, where to bring it, when to bring it. And you've got to sort the stuff. You'll have a mountain perhaps at 9 in the morning, and you've got to be able to sort it all out and have the place looking very attractive by 12:30. But it's got to be done. It's got to look good. We have jewellery. Samuels, they envy our jewellery. It's beautifully displayed on a rack, a board, and it's highly priced, individually priced, and shine.
50 pence.
Between 50 pence and a pound. Did I tell you the prices of the clothes? No, I didn't. Children's clothes, all a pound, 50 pence. Or a pound, depending on how big the child is. Coats, £2.
Blouses, shirts, trousers, skirts, all a pound.
Shoes,
Just 50 pence in a pound and £2 clothes.
shoes,
£2.
£2.
Children's one.
Children. See, so they're getting good value, you see. And if the things are new, well then you just add a pound to the price. Because obviously if the Marks label says £30, they're going to be very pleased to get it for 3, are they not? So the customers matter. New items add a pound to the price. Now, I don't want you to tell anybody what I'm going to say next. We sell electrical goods. Now, we test them all, make sure that they're not, a piece missing or anything. We test them. If it's in our shop, it works. So electrical goods, we have a great use of baskets. People do like to rummage. So a basket, an open basket of hats, of belts, of gloves, of hats, and they can rummage and find out. We have basic plastic carrier bags. No, they're heavier than carrier bags. Like the buckets for them to collect what they're buying as they go around. We have a list of sizes of shoes, 7 or 8. What is that in European? What is that in America? We provide all that. So the prices are very dignified for people because they can afford them. And you have to have nice music playing in the background so that they can feel happy. Happiness is our chief goods. It's strange. They don't buy knitted goods. We have the most beautiful knitted goods. What do you say, Richard?
It's amazing how the churches send them in.
Yeah.
For children, for babies. Just never get touched.
No.
We send them to a shop,
Yeah.
called Sarah's shop in Egbert, and it supports us.
Jericho. And that has
my family don't want hand-knitted things. And
No.
I've learned not to knit things for my grandchildren.
Yes.
So let's see them all.
We take shawls,
Oh,
it's
shawls.
lovely crocheted or knitted shawls and blankets. Amen.
And it's such a pity when so much work goes into a tiny thing. I think I've been through things. Oh, you need a clear pay point with lots of change and lots of riches bags. You have to forbid haggling. Haggling is a great pleasure, but and sometimes when Ruth is totting up, she'll say £12, right, put it in the bag. There's 15 now. I haven't got 15. I am a good customer, I give you 10 instead of 15. No. And you have to have a notice that says no haggling, the price is the price. I think that's it. What would you like to ask?
How long's the shop been running?
The shop, well,
7 years. Really sorry that the little leaflet that we made out, it doesn't seem to have reached here. It told you how it began and all the prices in the middle. But it might reach you sometime.
It might come up by email maybe, that would be useful to have
Yes.
actually, isn't
good
it?
idea, we'll do that, because you've been getting your emails, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
For the first years, it was all free until we financially were in difficulties. And it just began very, very small. One at the lunchtime with duvets, then duvet covers, and it just kind of grew from there. But that's 7 years ago. And the prices are just the same as they were 7 years ago.
In the group we're in there, we haven't got the luxury of a shop because we just hire a church hall once a week, but we still manage to have things for sale. And we started out just free till we discovered that some people were absolutely loaded and taking so much. We had a lady and an adult son who was taking everything. We don't know whether she was taking them to the weigh-in, but she'd leave with 4 bin bags and taking baby stuff and preventing other people who really needed it. And so as a group we discussed that actually maybe we should start charging. Our prices are more competitive. Because we have to clear it. We've got no storage there, so we have to take away what's left. So we want to get shut of it as quickly as we can. So it is possible to do. But the response we got from the asylum seekers themselves was really positive about charging. They said they felt happier and more dignified paying for the things they bought.
You have to be careful about the pricing though,
Yes.
at 35 quid for the week.
Oh yeah, I mean our prices are even less than what they're charging.
It varies though with the customers. Some are refugees who've been here a number of years, and some are working, and some send a lot of stuff back to Africa. So they have got money, some haven't. It's very, very different. It's just a wide range. You have to be careful who you're dealing with and how,
Yeah.
How much money do you make a week? Because it's quite a good amount, isn't it?
Well,
With all your pounds and £2,
we're
isn't
open
it?
4 days. And it varies. Monday, Wednesday are usually kind of busier. This week we had £120 each Monday, Wednesday. It was less, wasn't open and it's not open today. So
The kitchen isn't open either, so it's less people, isn't it?
It varies, but it varies from about 40 to 120. The different days.
And that's
are
per
different.
day, so you get 3 of them or 4 a week. How many a week?
Well, two more, then 2 less, 2 days less, probably less. So it's probably about £300, and then the rags, the recycling is a big thing as well. It can vary. It can be quite a lot. It can be up to about £200, especially as we get near Christmas. People clear out to get more things.
Can you say something about the clothing merchants, what you do with them?
Well, we have Frank that come, do you mean Frank?
Yeah.
Yes.
By who I mean, I know that you do it, so just think
Frank
it'd be
that
helpful
comes-
to explain about how, moving on
Frank comes at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday, and he pays by weight for these black bags. So he weighs and pays. And we've got a marvellous housekeeper, real Scouse, Susan, and she just lives down the road, so she can be there and help Frank and get the money.
So what's in the black bags? Things that
Things that are not good enough.
yes, good, but not dirty, not torn, not wet. There's a standard about them as well, although we don't want to keep them.
And we make sure that the shoes have a pair.
Sorry, I was going to say, when do you receive donations? Is there a good time to give you donations?
Yes. We contacted churches and schools right at the beginning, and there are lots of people in churches and schools who give regularly. We send them a list of what we need and the time and the place. And it's really 10 o'clock till 4 on a weekday for the things to be brought. And you have to have somewhere to store the black bags that haven't been sorted.
The mornings are preferable
They
because
are.
there's more volunteers about to help. And I'd say up to 3 o'clock rather than 4. Because the volunteers, you'll know that, Hillary, they're more in the morning, aren't they? Sorry, Susan.
I want to say asylum living. Asylum living is a name. But that name has got good people.
Yes.
I want to say Father Peter, Sister Casey. We call Sister Casey the mother. Sister Ruth, this is manager. This is mother. She was a big soloster. Then she dropped the car. Then, when we are working in the shop to sell clothes, it's a cheap price. But it's not just only selling. They come different kind of people to meet these people. Father Peter, Father, Sister Kathleen. Then they are very poor. They just only give. They are good people, asylum Miss site. Then when we are working there, they comfort people. They are very cheerful. They make these people very good. And that sister, that one, many things. And other volunteers, they are very good. They are here, and they are very good. They are so cheerful to people.
These two are very good themselves.
I have nothing to tell you, because if we are selling this money is a part of fundraising again. It's going in the bank and help destitute. Then it's like a ball like this, like a ball. Thank you.
You said the word destitute because if people are destitute with just what they stand up in, then we give, we don't charge. And we had a group the week before last. Guess where they came from? Think of Donald Trump. Where did they come from? South America. Cuba, Salvador, Venezuela. And they just had what they stood up in. The group from El Salvador, grandparents, parents, and a tribe of children. And they'd come from El Salvador to Venezuela, I think. Venezuela to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to London. I think they must have sold everything they had to get on the plane with everybody and get here. The group that we have most of, nationality highest right from the beginning, Iran. And the more you learn about Iran, the more you know they have to come. Any other questions? Yeah, I've worn you out.
The only thing is, Sister Kathleen, I think with the email that goes out to everyone, if there's kind of 3 things that the shop really needs desperately,
That's a good idea.
to maybe share those 3 things by email,
young men's jeans and trainers.
jeans and
More
trainers.
young men than pattern for women. There's always plenty of women's clothes. Men seem to wear them out to their mouth. So jeans and trainers.
Jeans and trainers.
And men's coats as well.
Warm coats that like it.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. You've been a marvellous